Knowing how to multiply really comes in handy when you're trying to count large numbers of things quickly, especially if they're laid out conveniently for you in the shape of a square or a rectangle, like these green boxes are. So if you've got things in this kind of layout, all you need to do is count the number in a row. So it looks like there are 5 here in a single row, and then multiply that by the number of rows that there are. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 times 5. That's going to give us the number of the green boxes. And you can verify this by going ahead and counting here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up until you get to 25, and you'll find out it's true. It should make sense. We've talked about multiplication being repeated addition, and we have 5 rows of 5 times. So it's like 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's the same thing as 5 times 5. And maybe you've got these facts memorized. You know that 5 times 5 is 25. If you don't, what should you do? I mean, you can look it up. You could pull out a calculator. But if you don't happen to have a tool like that handy, instead of multiplying by 5, in your head, you should think, I'm going to multiply by 10 and then cut that in half. And that's going to equal 25. So the 5s are just the 10s cut in half. So 5 times 10, easy. You just stick the 0 on the 5. You get 50. Half of that is 25. All right, let's try one more. So again, we're going to follow that same procedure where we count how many there are in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we count how many rows, and that's what we multiply by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so there are 8 rows, and we've got to multiply 4 times 8. Now, maybe you know this off the top of your head and you can just come up with it. Good for you. What should you do if you don't? Well, I think in this particular case, successive addition wouldn't be that hard, although I wouldn't say let's add 4s together 8 times. Let's add 8 together 4 times and see how that works. And we'll start by just adding 8 plus 8. And you might know that that's 16. If you didn't know that that was 16, you might say, well, let's see, 8. To get that to 10, I'd need 2, and that would leave 6 left over from here, so that would be 16. If you add 8 and 8 again, you'd get another 16. Okay, so that's the 4 8s that we needed. Now I've just got to add 16 and 16 together, and that is going to be, let's see, that adds up to 12. I'll carry the 1, I get 32. Okay, so 4 times 8 is 32. So if you haven't got this fact memorized yet, it's not that hard to get there with a little bit of addition. So that is some work using multiplication to figure out how many squares there are in an arrangement where they're put together in a square or a rectangle.